here, Achilles is talking about another moment in his deliberation with himself. What is at stake? And he's saying that his life, his psūkhē, is worth more to him than all the wealth of Troy and any other accumulation of wealth you could possibly imagine, like the riches of Delphi. No matter how much material wealth you throw at Achilles, and he'll say, that's not worth as much as my life. I love this passage because it shows that Achilles really loves his life. Achilles dies hard. He doesn't want to die. He's not happy to give up his life. Sometimes we're tempted to think that he's just really eager to die, but he isn't. And he's saying here, I've just got one life to lose, damn it, and I love my life. And once I lose my life, that's it.
So the choice for Kleos is not an easy choice for him.
Well, let's put it this way. At this particular moment, we just really see how much he has to lose to get kleos.
Okay.
So it's not something that he'll just automatically embrace or he'll be smug about. And I like that in general about ancient Greek heroes, that a lot of times you see them dying hard. They don't want to go, and they'll show all sorts of very, very understandable reluctance about facing death, which makes the ultimate choice all the more engaging and moving.
It's a combination of fear and pity that's at issue here? Is that what you think is happening? Bad question.
The reluctance to lose your life can certainly be a matter of being afraid of death, but it can also be just loving life so much. I don't think that Achilles is really afraid of death here. It's just that he loves life more than we might have thought. And he's not going to trade his life for any material compensation. No material compensation will do it. And if that's the case, then if we're right about Achilles being the plaintiff and Agamemnon being the defendant, when we interpret the Shield of Achilles picture, you could say that the reason Achilles refuses to accept any compensation from Agamemnon in that hypothetical situation is precisely because he values his life more than anything that can be paid in compensation. And that's what he is saying here, and this is a passionate way of saying it, whereas in the Shield of Achilles, it's simply a refusal. And we may not understand, just from looking at that shield passage, why the plaintiff is refusing. Here we see, oh yes, he's refusing because he loves his life. So getting back to your question, is he afraid of death? I don't think that's going on. I think we may be projecting our own fear of death when we look at Achilles deliberating about dying and what would make dying worthwhile. So I think we get that sense of fear maybe, which is a sense of repulsion, as opposed to pity, which is a sense of attraction. And I would say that here, as in many situations, the fear and the pity, or the attraction and the repulsion, go together. And there are conflicting responses we can feel to the situation that Achilles experiences here. Phobos in Greek, which we translate as fear, is most basically that feeling of repulsion that we have when we see somebody else suffering through something. And it's as if we were reacting this way. I sure don't want to be in that position. So you you hold back. That is fear. And then the other side is eleos, or pity, where you say, I'm so attracted to this situation, even though I'm repelled and it makes me scared, but I'm also attracted by that person's suffering, and I want to be part of it. So it's a complicated dynamic tension between attraction and repulsion. The Greek words phobos and eleos pretty much convey that, whereas I think the English words fear and pity do not.
Should we be thinking about the fact that he makes a point of saying that his psūkhē can't come back? Because I think in the next hour we're going to talk about this idea of return. Is that significant, or will we get to that?
Oh, I think that's quite significant. It's one of those expressions that helps us understand why psūkhē is used differently in Homeric poetry than in tragedy. In tragedy, it's perfectly okay to think with your psūkhē and to feel with your psūkhē, but in the Homeric poetry, it is not. In Homeric poetry, it's not okay to think or feel with the psūkhē. The word isn't used that way. And there's this strong sense that once you die, this psūkhē is irrevocably lost. That's the way Achilles thinks of it. Now, we do know on the basis of studying ancient Greek hero cults and concepts of coming back to life after death, that what I just said, that the psūkhē is irrevocably lost, it has to be modified, because there are ways for the psūkhē to come back. But the rules of the game in Iliadic poetry, in Homeric poetry in general, is that we can't even entertain the thought, on the surface at least, that the psūkhē can come back. And that, of course, makes the choice even more stark and even more terrifying for us.
Mm-hmm.